Hi, I'm Real Giant Demon, and this is What's on the Tape, Season 10, Volume 2. Now, we were going to continue with this. This is the tape there was a little box of tapes that I got from Dennis Evans the other day, from the Retro Cavern, and this is the kind of collection of that I got from him. Unfortunately, I found that most of them are audio, so let me just show you what this one is. This one seems to be, and there was a little bit of debate in my household about this. I know it's upside down, but it's just the angle I can get it on the shelf where I'm working. So there was a little bit of debate in my house whether or not this was some kind of tour of a vicarage or something similar. It's very weird. At one point, and it's very hard to hear as well, by the way, so I turned the volume really high. It seems to be like a walk around. Oh, I lie. There is actually some Spectrum stuff on there. There wasn't further on the tape. Oh, wow, okay. We'll do that then. That's confused the hell out of me. I didn't even hear that earlier. I've rewound it back to the beginning. So we'll do that one. That's an aside. But he did send me some more, did Dennis, recently. So we've got this one. And I'm going to do side A of this one. And it has on it Urban... I think it says it on the side. Urban something other. Urban 4? I don't know. Urban 4 Art or something similar. We have Klingon, it says. Really? Okay. Pyramid, Forest, and Meteor. So there's a good selection of games on this. So we're going to do this one as well. And as you can see, there's a little bit of historic paperwork. So there's our tape as well. There we go. Do not write over or do not wipe. So we go. Urban Upstart. That's what it's called. Urban Upstart. So this is a C60 dynamic acoustic. Let's have a little look at the piece of paper. To be fair, I haven't looked at the piece of paper. This could be interesting. Oh gosh, it's absolutely fraying with age. Ah, right, okay, so they're basically little envelopes, bits and pieces. So what we got? We got Invaders. Oh, right, Android 1. We like a bit of Android 1. So we've got Invaders, Android 1. 2 load values on the tape. Right, okay. And what else have we got on this one? Oh, we've got loads of paper here. We've got how to load Meteor, and it's got the controls. Oh, that's good. Kong, Sentinel, and B loads. And what else have we got? I didn't know that was on that tape, by the way. There was definitely music. There was definitely sound effects, and I didn't rewind it all. Anti-clockwise, how to rotate and move. That's fine for Android 1. And more paper. Loads of paper, in fact. We have, oh gosh, there's loads of things here. We've got Ardidum, Zip Zap, Backgammon, Lunar Rescue. And it's got instructions here. Instructions on screen, that's handy. We've got Panic. We've got Ground Attack Loads. Strife? Don't know. And Klingon. Never heard of Klingon. Well, I've heard of Klingon. You know, we're talking. You know, as in Mr. Worf and Star Trek and Captain Kirk. And I do like those kind of things. But anyway, so without further ado, we're not going to start with that tape. We're going to start with that other one that seems to have a little bit of data on it. Then we're going to go for this one for the first side of it. Anyway, I'll see you soon. Right, the tape is in the drive and we are ready to go. So we'll go down to the old basic and we'll give it a load it dip. So here we go, load it dip, and let's push the button. I'm quite surprised by this one, actually. I have to admit, this episode's been quite surprising anyway. I didn't expect there to be anything else on the tape, and if I'm honest, I'd fast forwarded and rewound through it, and I thought I'd got everything, and I never went right back to the beginning to push play. I kind of rewind halfway through them to see whether or not there's anything on them, because, you know, that kind of gives a judgment of how long the episode's going to go for, whether it's worth playing or whether it's worth doing, and this kind of thing. So I'd rewound it, and I hadn't realised there was something else on it. So we actually have something called Spell here, which actually loaded very solidly there, if you look at it. The rest of the thing, alright, okay, what's your name? Well, Demon. That's us. Right. Hello, what's your name? Demon. Sorry, I don't recognise that name. Okay, let's press brake. Brake has been disabled. I don't recognise that name. Well, it's got to be Dave, hasn't it? Everybody's called Dave, aren't they, Dave? No, it's not Dave. Oh. I wonder what... John? Do you think it's John? Oh, I don't know how to get out of this. Maybe it's called Andre. Do you think it's Andre? No, it's not Andre. Do you think it's called Daryl? We'll see if it's called Daryl. Daryl.
No, not Daryl, not Andre, not Dave. So it's not their tape for a start off. We've kind of ruled them out. We'll put Mel in. Maybe it's Mel. Is it Mel? No, it's not Mel. It's not Mel's tape either. This is a bit awkward, actually, isn't it? How do we break out with this? I wonder if I press the. Will that crash it out? If I move past that, delete everything, and then press enter. And there's no way to. It's when I didn't break. It's doing a space, if that makes sense. So I wonder if we can break it by putting too much data in or something similar. Just giving it like loads of data. I don't know. We're gonna give it a try anyway. See what happens. No, it's not gonna have it, is it? Oh, that's really awkward. I wonder if there's a way. I guess you guys will know in the comments. I wonder if there's a way. Because this looks like somebody's own personal program. Is there a way of loading a game without loading it without running it? I don't know off the top of my head. That would have been really interesting to know, actually. Let's see if there's something else on here that gives us any clues to it. I'm going to look in the case actually while we're at it. There is something written in the case. There is something written in the case. It says something called spell, and it says. I need to get my magnifying glass time. It says Merlin's hat. I don't think that's what we're looking for there. But we'll see whether Merlin's hat's on here. We might as well have a look while we're at it. Oh wow. Yeah, that's an odd one. I don't know what that was. Wasn't able to get into it because we hadn't got we'd basically got that sort of almost code breaking password thing. By the way, I've cleaned the tape drive today. Good clean today. I got it with the full cleaning thanks to my lovely friend Daryl who sent it to me. Here we go. We're on to the church tour. Let's put a church tour on for you. This is, as I say, this is kind of this weird thing that we got to, and I say it's a church tour. There was a bit of debate in my household because I was playing it, and my wife was listening as well. She's going, "What's that?" And I said, "Well, it sounds like some kind of tour of some sort or something technical." Let's have a. Oh, hang on. We got more Spectrum noises. That was quick. We had a little bit sort of noise and then Spectrum noises. This is a very weird tape. I'm sorry about that thing jumping up and down there, going on and off black screen. I don't know why it's doing that. I think I keep on knocking the cable, to be honest with you. I think it's just having one of them days. There's another one now. There's another bit of specky noise. Yeah, get in there. Play. Okay. Frog. We had Frog last week. Do you remember we had Frog last week? I wonder if it's the same Frog. Remember we had Frog last week? I think it's because this is the same collection, by the way. It's clearly from the same person. And when Dennis has been collecting them up as part of his sort of, his shop and the Retro Cavern, he obviously will get bundles and buy bundles because that makes sense, doesn't it? It's buy bundles. Hopefully you get some good stuff and you can flog whatever's left. But you probably ends up with loads of this kind of stuff, loads of sort of random bits and pieces that are actually there. This has quite surprised me, actually. I didn't realise. I must have seemed to have caught every bit where there was a bit of random speech. I guess, along the way. It's a bit of a shame I didn't work out what spell was, though. Right, okay. Let's list this one. Ensure Ink Zero to ensure a fully legible listing. Yeah, okay. Okay. Now, Mel found last week that a lot of these were typings from a book. I can't remember which book it was. Yeah, it's the same one. But this one's got keys now. This one's got Q, A, O, P, and so he basically updated it with other things. I press the Q key. Oh, excellent. And this is the Frog game. Oh, you actually get to see it this time round. So there's cars moving across there. Where am I? Oh, I'm there in the bottom. I'm the frog in the middle. Making my way across. I'm in it. 3 lives left. Okay, I'm on the... It drops you starting straight in the road. How unfair is that? Ah! It's a bit harsh. Poor Froggy starts in the middle of the road. Or is there nothing in the middle of the road? Hang on. Did I get points for doing that? No, I lost a life. I was going to say, that would have been a bit silly if I could have... No, you idiot! Game over. Do 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 do. Oh, at least it worked. I quite like that in a strange sort of way. It's sort of a Frogger, but with just like death cars everywhere. Sort of. I'm making it. I'm almost there. I want to make it across to this thing here. I'm going to go back. Oh no, I crashed into the road bit. I nearly had it as well. I was so close. I was almost across. Oh. You can't, listen, I'm concentrating again. So how's everybody's week been? Have you all had a good week? I got my vaccine on Monday. I think I mentioned it in another video, but I did. I got my vaccine on Monday. Do. Bonus points for getting across the road. Sweet. Now I have to go the other way. Hey, it's kind of crossed the road. It's like, why did the frog cross the road to get to the other side? Yeah, but I got my vaccine on Monday. I had chills in the evening of that day. I'm feeling very tired. Had a lovely sleep. Woke up in the morning, had a little bit of fever for a couple of hours, and that was me. That was the AstraZeneca one, and I was done. 24 hours, I felt back to normal again. It just felt like, you just a little bit of a cold, realistically, more than anything else. So yeah, I was fine. I know it's different for everybody else, but for me, it was okay. I didn't mind it. I was 24 hours. I was back to normal. And to be fair, I didn't even muck up on Monday, even though I was working somewhere else. And because I'm working in the NHS at the moment, that's the reason why I got my vaccine. So. Week went by, worked in the NHS all week, longish week, whatever else it was. Finished the week off with a quick trip to do some shopping. Nothing very exciting, the usual kind of thing. Do a bit of shopping to try and get it over so the weekend's free for anything I'd rather do, which is kind of making what's on the tape and doing other things. So I'm in Morrison's, and I thought I'm going to get myself, get the bits and pieces there, and I got the things, and I got the trolley, and I got things, and I got juice, I got bread, I got some beer, because it's a nice bit of beer, to go with the evening meal that we were going to have. So we got some beer. Got a entire shelf full of discounted Star Wars figures. I'm not sure that was on the list though. Discounted Star Wars figures. Yeah, I got all of the Empire Strikes Back ones. They had, to be fair, they've been redoing the Kenner toys, and Morrison's were just selling them off dirt cheap. And I was like, it had Boba Fett, and it had Han Solo and Luke Skywalker and Princess Leia and Lando Calrissian and and Yoda, and this is part of the incomplete set for the Empire Strikes Back re-released sort of retro ones, and they were selling them for like less than half price, and I was like, I'm gonna have all of them. So I brought them home. My missus was like, what are these? I was like, they were on sale. We're gonna have them while they're on sale. Anyway, I'm gonna see what was that sound was, because that tape just basically had a little bit of music there, or something similar, a voice between the sections again. This is this thing that a few people said that they used to do. They used to record between the sections, kind of marking them. Oh, I pulled the power out. Can you hear that? It's very quiet.
But I think what really impressed her more than anything else was that these two pillars of the church used to walk past her door twice a week, there and back.
I'm not sure what he's actually saying. The problem that I have with that is that's what we got. That kind of, and it's so echoey. It's like someone recording a room that was empty, but just from the microphone from a tape deck. That old style thing we used to do, and that was what was mostly on that tape. I was quite surprised that there was actually anything else on there, to be fair. So that was a shock for me there. But we're gonna move on because I don't know what that was. I mean, I could try and record it for you, but to be honest with you, it's so distorted. You barely got anything out of it. I mean, I skipped through it a few times, and my wife was like, did he say washing machines there? We rewound it a couple of times, and it was like, in modern day washing machines, whatever else. It sounded like the most boring lecture ever, by the way, but it was about washing machines, I think, was one of the factors there, which is kind of an odd one, but it was there. Right, okay, let's get these things in here. So yeah, so I had my beer and I went for a chippy tea as well. I love a bit of chippy tea, you know, can't beat a bit of that. But I got myself scampi with homemade tartar sauce. Oh my god, I love homemade tartar sauce. Homemade tartar sauce and these the most beautiful golden chunky chips, but not fatty. You know that when you get the chips and sometimes like dripping in fat. These were not dripping in fat. They were just beautiful. Bites Upstart. We need to load code. We need to do load code, or this ain't gonna load. So load, extended mode code. There we go. And we'll get this to load, and that will load with load code. Upstart, not a game I've ever heard of. I don't know about you guys, but I've never heard of Upstart. So we're gonna do this first side of this tape, and we'll save the second side for next week because there are loads of games on this, loads and loads and loads and loads. And we had a little bit of a strange bonus there at the beginning of the whole thing, with that other thing that was there, because I was quite surprised me that it was anything actually on there. I hope that this is called Sod's Law. I'm hoping that the audio is okay this week because I have changed PCs. I've got a new PC. I've been moaning about. I've got a PC for gaming on, but I have a PC for sort of I've been recording on for years, and I've had it for 7 years, and the machine is very long in the tooth at this point. It's got quite an old processor and whatever else it was, and it was really struggling with all of the. That hasn't actually loaded there. Let's do that again. Very struggling with the rendering of all videos, so I was kind of having to wait. Whatever time I kind of record the video for, it's going to taking that long to actually record it. So to re-record it and render it, so it's taking flipping it forever. And I couldn't use the PC at that point. It was kind of locked up. And I know I had said about a gaming PC, but I'm going to swap this over to the other drive. I don't know what Upstart is, to be honest with you. It's not a game I've heard of. So I'm going to get the tape deck and swap it over to the other one. Then we can turn the volume up at least. So just turn that like that. But yeah, it was. I've forgotten entirely what I was talking about, by the way. Literally, it's gone out of my mind in a second there. I'm so terrible for remembering stuff. So yeah, chippy tea, yes, chippy tea, beautiful chips. The type of chips, that's where we were at, weren't we? We were beautiful chips, so I thought I'd better have some of those anyway. So I've got this, but they're not too fatty, you know, not that kind of thing where you're rolling in grease. I don't know whether that's cheating when they're not rolling in grease, but it just seemed they just seem a nice sort of tea. Oh, that's good. That one's loading this time around. Okay, let's go for it. It's not a game I've heard of, so I don't know whether we're going to be able to find it or not. I'm not sure where the best chips I've ever had are, or the best fishing chips I've ever had. I do remember I was over in a number of years ago, you know, when we were allowed out. I was over in Whitby, and we had some lovely chips over there, but I can't remember the name of the place. It wasn't too far from there's like a little castle down the beach thing. Somebody will know. I know Mel probably know. There's like a castle on the beach, not the one that's out on the water, but the one that's like with it. It's like a fort. Can't remember its name at all for the life of me. Basically, this fort, Urban Upstart, never heard of this one. Richard Shepherd, and that just disappeared too quickly. Urban Upstart, right? That at least we got a name for it there. Let's see if I can find it on PlayZX because that one doesn't look like it's going to load off that tape, but we'll give it a try. It's a bit of a rough looking tape anyway. But yeah, it's sort of we had nice chips along there actually, very nice indeed. Nice fish and chips actually. I do like fish and chips. I do go fish and chips sometimes, but I just fancied scampi. The weirdest scampi I had was over in a place called Whitehaven, and the scampi was massive. It was I don't know. I suspect it was mutated scampi, to be honest with you, because it was absolutely huge. It was just gigantic. I can't remember it being particularly nice either, which is even worse. I remember it being a sort of a not a particularly nice scampi, if that makes sense. So, but do like a bit of fish. Do like a bit of fish. Do a little bit of shellfish as well. We'll just having a look on PlayZX. Details in the description below if you're looking for it. Upstart. Urban Upstart, wasn't it? Urban. See if I can find Urban Upstart. We'll have a little search here. Let's. Oh, hang on. Oh, we had some. Let's having a little think about it today. I think my mobile needs a reset. I don't know about you guys, but sometimes I have that kind of, it needs a... Urban Upstart. I don't think we're going to have it. Let's try it. Let's have a little look. Yeah, it's not. Come on. Find it, please. Yeah, got lots of ups, but no upstarts. Summit Software. This is Richard Shepard's game. It was called Urban Upstart. Right, we're gonna have to try it one more time because it's not on PlayZX. Let's give it one more try, one more blast across that on that tape, and we'll see whether we can do it. Sometimes it's kind of like it's like, what was the name of that? What's that drink that you used to have to shake it to wake it? It was Kiora? No, Orangina. French one. You know the one I mean. Anyway, there used to be shake it to kind of wake it. That sort of. I think sometimes trying these tapes can sometimes wake them up and sort of force some interaction that was probably not there. That was just a noise and a half when it's rewinding. I'm still having that screen flickers. Sorry about that. I don't think it's quite epileptic fit level, but mind you saying that, the flashing of the background spectrum can't be particularly good. Let's give this another try. Go. Right, come on. You lot will it to work, and I'll will it to work as well. That was not a good start. That was not a good start. Let's will it to work. Come on. Oh, it's just not wanting to. I don't even know if I can find Urban Upstart, to be honest with you. I think, as I say, I think we're going to be a bit lucky here to find this one. Let's trying. I'm going to have a sup of coffee while it thinks about it. No, it's not having it. Not having it. Oh, maybe. No. I've seen quite a few Richard Shepard games. I don't know how sort of common or uncommon they are. I don't see them trading hands very much. I've got a few myself. I can't remember the names of all of them because they're just sort of, they're okay, but he seemed to do quite a lot of games back in the 80s. Come on. Not even wanting to now. No, it's not even wanting to. I'm going to stop it for a second now. I'm going to break it. I'm going to clear it, and I'm going to try again because I think it was it got through loading a little bit earlier there, didn't it? And it sort of did that. So typical of what's on the tape. This it's so it's disastrous most of the time. There are actually literal episodes where I spend most of it going, it doesn't work, or load error. We get load tape errors, and it just never works, does it? It never works. We just have massive issues getting the whole thing to blooming start, and it does. And I mean, I think there was one episode I'm sure that I spent like 40 minutes trying to get it to load. I think it was it that one with the Indiana Jones. I think the Indiana Jones was just a disaster. Certainly from memory, that was a particularly poor sort of episode for sort of getting things to work. Do you know? And you know what I've done wrong, by the way. If you're not shouting at the screen, you should be. I didn't do load code. I did load dit. I did load dit. I'm trying it from the other tape drive again. One more go. One more. That's it. Last try. If this doesn't work, it doesn't work. That's life. We're moving on to the next one. So it was called Urban Upstart, though. Have you played Urban Upstart? What's it about? What's the aim of the game? What were we actually looking at there? What were we planning to look at there? Even though it's not going to load at all, because that's just missed it again. Oh, coffee's good. I love coffee. Oh, I needed that. Gosh. So that's the screen loading. Let's fast forward this a little bit. We'll see if we can get to the next thing. So the next game on here is The Pyramid. Now, this is a Bob Hamilton game if it's here, and it loads. This is not a good start, by the way. This is not a good start. Right, that's the screen loading. No, I think this is just the end of that one, hopefully. Yeah, program U, that's not it. That's fine. That's fine. Let's stop this. I just realised I'm going to have to do load dit because I think Pyramid's load dit. So we'll find out in a second. Because if it says bytes, that's code. If it says program, basically program is loaded by loaded dit. So program basic is loaded by loaded dit. So what you normally had is like a header that started everything before it did the loading of the machine code. So a lot of people did like a header. But early games people didn't kind of do that. So some of them were just basic, if that made sense. Doesn't sound. I'm hoping that's not Pyramid. We're skipping through here. We're hoping. It does not sound a good tape, by the way. Here we go. Trying again. Come on! We need some action! Some Spectrum action! Come on, I need a game! I'm ready for a game! I had my Chippy D yesterday! I need some Spectrum action to go with it all. Come on! Not happy. We're so far through. It's not going well. I hope that isn't the game. I feel like I forwarded on forever. There. Space. Game. New game now, please. I could do with a bit of Pyramid action because Pyramid's great. It's actually quite good on the. It's good on the Commodore 64 as well, and I think it's on the Amstrad. I'm not sure actually. If it isn't, it should be because it's kind of a good game. It's like a single screen sort of blast. It's a great bit of fun. Right, we've got space now. That's what we need. Space and starting, and we're gonna load Pyramid. Yes. Pyramid's great because it comes with the most ridiculous story ever, and I'll say to myself here, I'll just look at the shelf and I'll be able to see it, and I won't be able to see it. Bob still makes games, a lot of games about farming and tractors. I've said this before, by the way. He still does them. Publishes them through Chronosoft. They're still publishing games for Bob. He's got quite a few games with them. So along with that other chap, what's he called? He does the egghead things. Caldwell. Can't remember his first name though, but yeah, it's sort of he publishes those. Bob Hamilton still publishes through them as well. So yeah, some nice games that still coming out of Bob's hands. I wonder what he uses now though. Do you think he genuinely still uses a Spectrum to program them, or does he think he actually uses one of these? A lot of people say that what's a ZX Spin, I think, is the thing that a lot of people use, which kind of lets you write code and see the output in an output box on the side of the screen. I think that's most people's chosen weapon nowadays. Unlike the guy who did, what was the name of that? Can I see it? I'm gonna look behind myself. You just stay there. There we go, I can see it. Right. Not unlike the guy who did Tanglewood, he used the original developer's equipment to create the Tanglewood Mega Drive game recently, which is apparently a very good game. I personally have got it on the Evercade, but I haven't got it on the Mega Drive. Realistically, to be honest with you, there's some fantastic stuff out there that's being still made for these older hardware. But I think the challenge for those programmers that are still programming for it is really just to use or optimize what's actually there. I mean, the arrival for the Spectrum of the Nirvana Bitfrost engine has been phenomenal. I mean, Old Tower is a really good example of that. That's the Retro Souls chaps. If you have a little look for Retro Souls, I think they are Russian actually. Those chaps. There is some great stuff there, and there's some other good games coming out of it. What they used to be called, they've changed the name now. They used to be called Death Squad, and I think he's changed his name because I guess it was the reason they were called Death Squad is because they published a few games to a few magazines, and they always got knocked back, or sent a few games to the things that got knocked back. So they thought they weren't the hit squad, they were the death squad. That was the name for it. But there was a few games there with Willy the Wasp and a few other things, and they were really quite good as well. In fact, they are very good. They're well worth looking at. I believe that there's at least one of them on, and you've got to be careful how I say this one, Bum Fun Software. There's at least one on there, at least related recently, and they did a version for Dave as well with where he could kill Dizzy, which I think he really enjoyed, be able to kill Dizzy. Of course, everybody wants to kill Dizzy. Right, okay, NC to see is fire. Bottom row is left and right, second to the bottom row. Okay, I think I've got the keys. I've got keys there, QAOP in space. That's fine, number 5. I was reading the wrong one there, 5. Okay, so the aim of the game here is to get to the bottom of the pyramid. And it's really good. 1983, simple game, but a lot of fun. So the story goes that this guy, there's only like one computer game left in the world, and this is it. That there's no requirement for anything else. So there's a little A anyway at the bottom left-hand corner screen, and that counts down to 0. When it hits 0, you get a gem, and you can only pick up the gems when they change to the nice blue of cyan. Once you've got them to cyan, you can pick them up and do it. So they're invincible, the gems, as they drop, and when they're white, which they are right now, which means you can't do damage, they hurt you when they're yellow, but don't explode when you touch them, and then you've got to drop them on the entrance exits there to move on to the next chamber. It's really simple. It just gets more and more difficult as time goes on. You have a point score, which is the 94. You have a countdown, which is like your air supply, which obviously gets damaged as you get hit by the aliens that are in each individual chamber. And we've got to avoid them hitting the gems and being hit while you've got a gem. And then the door gets zapped and you get closer to getting it open. So I think pink's the next level to opening the door. So it gets progressively more difficult as the game goes on. And then we're through and into the next one. I love the fact that it's a little man in a little sort of bell jar, I guess. And he's shooting a machine gun. I love the way he's got his little hands going, shooting a machine gun. I first played this, and I hadn't realised. I do forget quite a lot of things. I think it's just, I'm going to blame it on old age. That and the fact that I never retain very much anyway, memory-wise, short-term. Some long-term memories stick around. I first played this on the Spectrum via the Soft Aid tape, and that's one of the ones that I did on What's on the Tape. Actually, I forgot to do the bit about choosing some compilations for you. I must remind myself to do that next episode. So I was going to do a compilation to finish the season, because I quite enjoyed doing these compilations, and it kind of fits with What's on the Tape. It's not quite What's on the Tape because we know exactly what's on it, but I do kind of like the compilations. They were a way to access games, a lot of games quickly, to keeping the costs down, because pocket money, time, all this kind of stuff. I mean, we weren't sort of never hugely rich, if that makes sense. Most of my Spectrum games were budget titles. I was lucky enough to get a bit money at birthdays for things like, I do remember buying Green Beret. That was my first sort of big purchases. Green Beret. I was utterly delighted by Green Beret, even though it's like really tough, and I'm really rubbish at it, and I really still love it to this day for the fact that it is so tough. And I actually think it's another one of those games. I've said this about Renegade before. Spectrum version of Renegade is better than the arcade, without a doubt, without a shadow of a doubt. The Spectrum version of Renegade is better than the arcade. I'll stand by that one. Same with Green Beret. I think Green Beret on the Spectrum is better than the arcade. I know it's a big statement to say that, but I think it's better than the arcade. It just looks really good, and it plays really well. It's a very smooth Spectrum game, so I still think it's one of my favourites, and it's definitely better than the arcade. I think a few Commodore users out there would agree, would suggest that the Commodore version is a very good representation. And I think I can agree with that as well. It's one that I haven't played on the channel though. I must play it. I don't think I've actually ever played the Commodore version of it. But it's one that I think I should try, and we should give it a go to. Oh, that was cheating. It got me as I got just going to go out the door there. I'll start opening the door with my gem. There we go, got it. Yeah, no, definitely a great version of the game. To play. Oh, you little so and so. But yeah, Spectrum version, fantastic. Absolutely love that. I love the way that when you use your little Green Beret knife, because you don't need to carry a gun because you're a Green Beret, of course, so you're proper tough. That your Green Beret knife is capable of killing everybody, and when you hit them with the Green Beret knife, they explode into a skeleton, because that's what you do. So, there we go. Whoa. I'm properly getting into this one, sorry. It's one of those games that I really liked. I don't know why I'm going straight down the centre the back passage. I'm taking the back passage for everything. On we go. I've never got to the bottom though. It's one of these games that I've never got to the bottom. I've played it for a long time, and quite often I love the styling of it. I just love it. I love the backstory. I love the styling, and I hate the fact that thing got me there. But I do love it. I think it's great. I think it's a fantastic little game. So worth playing. Oh, you so and so. Just as I was about to get that there. Oh. It's a bit like, for me, this is another one, it's a bit like Jetpack. I always loved Jetpack as well. I've always been a big fan of Jetpack. And I know there's a new version, isn't there? Somebody's done a remix. But for me, Jetpack was that little 16K game that everybody, that if you were good enough, you could loop it round. And I was never good enough to loop it round. Mind you, I also like Trans Am as well. Trans Am was another great game, which sort of centralised, whizzing round. To be fair, I never really got you meant to pick up these cups around the United States. That's what it was. I never really got enough of the cups, if that made sense. I always kind of sort of never really made it that way. We're getting there. I'm making my way down here, actually, quite handsomely. Is that the right word for it? Handsomely, maybe? We're gonna do... Yep. Nope. I'm just whizzing around nicely. And that one. Which one's the best door to go for? We'll just go for any door. We'll try and get that one through there. So I'm concentrating on the game and got quite engrossed here, really. Got enjoying myself. It's one of my faves. I do like it for its simplicity. It's just a simple game. The countdown thing is interesting. Doomsday Castle, I think, is also a good game, which is also by Bob. Very similar sort of mechanics, but a lot stranger, if that's the right word to use. You horrible little alien. A lot stranger in its look, and I think because it's so much stranger, it's been a bit hard for people to grasp that one, if that makes sense. So I have it as well, Doomsday Castle. But what I always find is that we've always talked about the number of times things opened and shut, sort of number of them shut, but actually appear on the game on what's on the tape. That's one of those games that I don't think has appeared. Or if it has, it's been very infrequent because I've forgotten about it. So I think that's not quite the same game that this is. Pyramid has appeared on a number of occasions, on a number of times on the tapes, and it's I think it's enduring, isn't it? It's kind of like it's enduring that these are the ones that survive that process of sort of being added to those special tapes. So I do think this is that kind of tells you a lot about this game, that it's actually made it that far. There we go. Getting there. We might even get through this next level as well, if we carry on like this. Ah! Damn. They're exploding well, those ones. No! I'm losing points here. Oh, died. Sorry, it's the P that's your power. The P is your power. I thought it was that. I thought it was the other thing. But there's your score code as well. You could submit that as a code to show your official score. That wasn't bad actually. I quite enjoyed that one. So I guess the S is the time. Yeah, it must be. It must be score time going down. P is your power. Oh right. Okay. Well, I died. Didn't expect that. I was quite enjoying that. Anyway, let's carry on. Let's see what else is on this tape. Let's see if something else will load, and we'll see if we get lucky with another loading thing as we go along. It did say. What else do we have on there? We had a few other things actually. We had, according to this, a very odd sort of layout of tape writing on here. So this could be either. Not sure. Enter room. Klingon? This could be Klingon, or it could be the Forest, or it could be Meteor. One of the three. We've got some more to do. We've got quite a lot of tape to go through still, so we're going to go on for a fair decent episode. This one, it's going to be a fair length. I mean, to be fair, last week I was going to do a shorter one, and I think it ended up being quite a long one, didn't it? Let's try that again. Come on, you know you want to. Oh. There we go. Right, okay. It was actually meant to be like that. I thought it was missing something. The Forest. I don't know what this one is. I have a feeling. I may have. I think when I sort these tapes sometimes. I've got the Commodore ones. I've sent those on to my friend Andre. To he's going to maybe at some point when he returns. At the moment, he's. I believe that he's juggling several girlfriends at the moment. He's a bit of a gigolo. At some point he said he's going to get back to Commodore 64, sort of what's on the tape style things. If he gets around to it, we've talked about the franchise rights and the deal. It's obviously it's still at a critical stage, but we in principle we have a deal that he takes over the Commodore side of the franchise. But as I say, he's a gigolo. He's jets off around the world most of the time. Not that he's been able to do that recently. He's had to stay by the pool. The helicopter's been grounded. So he's going to do that. But I think I sent him one with the Forest on as well. I've not seen it. Phipps Associates. A simulation of orienteering. This is not what I was thinking it was. I've got this. This is hilarious. I've got this. I've got the full version of it, right? You just stay there. I'm going to grab it from the top of the shelf. Hang on. Hopefully I won't pull anything off on my head, because that did actually happen one episode. Hang on. Right, I'm just having a look. I'm looking up. I've got it. Right, I've got it. I've got this. Somebody asked as well, what you do with all these educational things. I quite like them in a strange sort of way. I have got this. I have got the orienteering one. It's like an old style binder almost in its look. It's just green. And it says by Graham Ralph on the front of it, and it's an orienteering simulation. And it comes with a hand printed manuals, and then there's a proper printed manual about what you're doing. So we should allow. Let's see what it says. The Forest. Press a key, and it was by Phipps. Town. Right. Okay. The computer simulation of sports orienteering. I never think of orienteering as being sports, to be honest with you. I always thought it's just like people fumbling around with a compass in a wood somewhere, but I may be oversimplifying it. 1983 this was. So wow, right, loads of buttons. Let me see. Is there buttons that I have to push? There's like an orienteering control thing. Control cards. I don't understand orienteering. People like it though. I think it's that test of your ability and being able to follow a map and a compass and things like that. Okay, what's my controls? And more importantly, what's the controls? What's the buttons do I have to press here? I'm going to assume it's cursor keys. Let's just try and see if we can get it working with some cursor keys. The Forest. There's actually a game on Steam called The Forest. My daughter said that she needed it desperately. It was very important that she had this thing. All right, we're moving. We're moving with the cursor keys. We're going into town. I'm trying to go forward here. Thick. I'm in the thick. Oh, it's very Oh, God, I've pushed the button too many times. It feels like a basic program, this. Oh, God, what am I doing? Uh-oh. I think I may be lost already. Where's the button to? Oh, we're in the lake. In the lake. Yep. Does that mean we drowned? It's weird.
It is a basic program.
Ah, let's have a look. List. What do we do to do this? We need to do Ink 0, don't we? There's a code there. Extended mode. Link. That's list. Let's delete that. Extended mode. That's lprint. Bin. Extended mode. Symbol shift. And I think it's C key. There we go. Paper 0. Let's save. There we go. We can see it now. So we can see his code. It's very exciting. Well, it was at the time. I think we would have been. I think somebody had been impressed by that. There's some buttons to press. Look there as well. 7BDCPT. Yeah. Well, that's the forest. I don't know. It was one of those things. I have it. I never really looked at it until just now. We you know this gigantic sort of green thing. I always thought it was, but definitely educational. But somebody had asked me about educational things, and they said why I liked educational programs. Some of them are very good. That's why. Some of them are actually games in their own right. Some of the educational ones. Some of them aren't. But some of them are very much a lot of fun to actually play. For example, the Mirrorsoft games, and I'm just looking over my shelf for the second. I'll go quickly look. I'm going to put the forest back, and then I'll have a look at this one. But some of the Mirrorsoft games are really, really good. Like, hang on, you stay there. I'm just going over here. I'll be back. Quick Thinking. That's what it's called. Mirrorsoft Quick Thinking was actually a very good. It's about adding up and doing sums and whatever else, isn't it? It's about building robots for the robot factory while you add the sums up. So when you get the sums correct, you get the robots built. There's a big gap here. I'm hoping that's not everything on this side of the tape. There's a large gap. I hope it isn't everything on the tape. If it is, I might pull down Mirrorsoft's robot factory. I'm fast forwarding it now. So I'm guessing if this is all that's on this side of the tape, that means that next week's tape is absolutely humongous. Ah, right, that kind of probably reads right. Actually, thinking about it, side B looks like it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 10, 11 different games. I'm a bit upset that we're getting Urban Upstart to work, though. I don't know what I don't know where Urban Upstart is. Actually, it's okay. I'm glad we found some other things though to play, and there were some other interesting things at the beginning there. I know it was a lot of it was a little bit of a waffle, most of it, and some of it was a big empty space. But we definitely, yeah. I think we're. Oh wow! Right, I think we are. I think we'll finish that side of the tape. Right, I'm going to put that to rewind, and I'm going to grab the thing down. So you just stay there. I'm going to grab this off the shelf. Right, hang on. Stay there. I'll be right back. I'm going for it. Oh, it's going to be a bit of a challenge to get to it. Challenge. I'm just going to get. Oh, I'm going for it. Wish me luck. Wish me luck. This could be wrong. I'm here. I've got it. I'm back. I'm running all the way. I'm on all the way. Quick Thinking. I really liked this as a kid. So, no, my copy's a bit rough, but I got it. I actually bought a bundle specifically for this, and the bundle was like everything you'd previously had ever. So what have we got? We've got Sums Invaders. We've got Robot Tables on one side, and then on the other side we have the same as side A. So same as side A. So we got two. We've got Sums Invaders and Robot tables, because I like this. So it's quite a good game. Quite a nice little education program. So let's get educated. Let's get educated. Sounds like, what's that song? Let's get physical. Ooh, you know the one I mean? Can't remember what that is. Who sang that? Apart from me, obviously. Stop that. Oh God. So nothing professional about this channel. Nothing at all. Absolutely nothing professional about it. You get singing, dancing, ums and ers, and all kinds of stuff. It's great. Right, okay. Sums Invaders. Armed with only mental power and nimble fingers, you eliminate invading alien robots by adding and subtracting vital numbers. But aliens' forces continually speed up their invasion. You can survive and save. Can you survive and save the world from robot invasion? Several levels of difficulty. 2-player game with a handicap option. Sums Invaders is for 8-year-old to adults. Ooh. So it's 8-year-olds to adults. So I'm actually in the category for this one. Please wait. We're loading. I like this one. This is a good one. This one. Loading time 1 minute and 30 seconds. Mirror Group newspapers. Oh, so it's Microsoft. Mirror Group newspapers. God, I didn't even... Do you know, I never even crossed my mind that Microsoft was actually the Mirror, as in, like, I'm guessing the Daily Mirror? Oh, wow. That's a surprise. I didn't think the Mirror did anything educational ever. Which one's the one with the boobies on the third page? That's a sun in it. So, do the Mirror have... I thought the Mirror was kind of in the same sort of category as that. But anyway, do they still do the boobies on the third page? I don't think I've opened a copy of the Sun for ages. Used to be a big thing, didn't it? And then there was like a whole, we can't have boobies on the third page of a newspaper anymore. Anyway, on we go. We've been sidetracked by boobs. We got robot tables, which is the next one after that. Control machine processing raw materials into a sequence of perfect robots. Do you have the I don't know. Oh, I can't even say this. I've got the arithmetic to set the machine to the right process. The automatic factory won't stop if you give up the wrong instructions. Several levels of difficulty make robot tables an ideal way to exercise multiplication tables, both for early learners and more advanced children. Oh, now we're talking. Recommended 6 or 7 to 12 years old and beyond. Oh. Are we going to do adding or subtracting?
Let's do adding.
Do I want instructions? Yeah, go on quickly. Instructions. So there's number 5. A numbered spaceship will drop numbers. So it will do 5. It's 8. Answer before the lands. So it'll be 8. Wrong answers and you until you fire on the ground. Right, okay, press start. I'm with you. Right, so I've got to press. We've got to press the buttons for the. Oh, very easy values. Adults only. That's the dirty version. So let's have the dirty version of Space Invaders. Oh my God, what am I doing? The number is 41. Oh God, yes, I know it's 41. This is why I'm in trouble. We're in trouble. Sums Invaders. 43, 70, 79. Did I get it? I did get it. 27 plus 50, 63. 3. Ah! Rubbish! I'm going to have to have the kids' version shortly. 8 plus that is 86. Yes! Wow. 4 points. I feel so dumb right now.
That's 32.
That one was easy because that's computer maths. That's 8 binary, 8, 16, all that kind of stuff. Blah, blah, blah. 64. Got it. Yes.
That's 70.
Got to get fingers over the keyboard here. I'm actually having to do maths. Can't believe it. Adults only version. 40, 70,
77.
70. I put 77. I typed 77. It mustn't have picked up the second 7 I put in.
64.
Got it. I like the way it's just a high score on it. I quite like these. Got to keep your brain alert, 54. 50. Oh, 60. Oh my god. Oh, brain. Oh my god. Right. Okay. 30. I give up. I think I'm going to lose. There's some reason I think I'm going to lose. We should have the kids' version of it, shouldn't we? They might make it much more simple because I'm so stupid. Let's do it. Uh-oh. The aliens have taken over the planet. We've been invaded. It's all over. 5 lives. 5 lives, and the robots have invaded Earth. However, I suspect it's not Earth because it's getting circulated by somebody else. Let's choose again. Right. Oh, you can do subtraction as well, of course. Take the numbers off it. Right. Let's try the next one. 0 to end. Do you want to play? Yes.
Play on the tape recorder.
Oh, that was handy. You can move on to the next one. Let's play on the tape recorder.
There we go.
The old tape deck. Fantastic. What a great way to spend your weekends playing Spectrum games. It's playing Spectrum games that are on other, that have come on random tapes that have appeared in the post in the most places. Do you know what I want at the moment? I've been speculating. I've got my little room that I have my gaming in and all my tapes, and because I collect all kinds of things. It's never not too old to collect all things. It's like when I was saying about the fact that I got the Star Wars figures. I like them. I don't see a problem with collecting Star Wars figures if I see them cheaply and that they look nice and whatever else it is, and there's something that I like nostalgia wise. I love a bit of nostalgia. I find it interesting what the people want to rush to be older. What's so exciting about that? What was when we were a kid, we had much more fun. I can promise you now that regardless of how you thought your childhood went, you probably had a lot more fun than you do now, working and doing whatever else you do, or not working, whatever else it is, whatever scenario you're in. Whereas, toys, comics, movies, games, all these kind of things, they give you joy and pleasure, and especially sharing with other people. It's a fantastic thing. So I don't see a problem with it. What's the big rush? Who wants to? I didn't mind growing up to be able to have a drink or something like that. That was fine, or my own money and things. Those are all good things as well. But I still like the other things as well. I still like going to Morrison's and finding Star Wars figures and buying Star Wars figures. And in fact, as a kid, I probably wouldn't even be able to get one of those Star Wars figures. So now, as an older person, I can get all of those Star Wars figures. So it's really, really, really nice things, realistically. I don't know where I've gone to with that.
Oh, I do, yes.
I'll tell you what I really, really want at the moment. If you remember when you were in school, if you're my age anyway in school, they used to have a bookcase trolley that they used to bring around the library books around, to the classrooms and stuff like that, more in primary school than necessarily secondary school. But they had those bookcase trolleys that you see that the librarians used to push around, whatever else. I think I need some of those in my room so that I can actually put games onto them and shuffle them around the room a little bit, so thus they're not stationary, if that makes sense. You can shuffle them around and organise them, and so it means you can block a particular section of the room, still having all the games and stuff out, but then move them when required, but a lot easier because they're on wheels. You see my theory behind that? And I've actually looked them up, and I looked them up on the usual sort of sites and whatever else it is, and I found that actually they're quite they're quite expensive, actually, good quality ones, but they're actually all right. I'm thinking about getting it because it means I can sort out some of my stuff and then I have it easier moving around the room in the sense of that can roll it about and can get in and out of shelves if you instead of blocking routes when you start overdoing your sort of pickups for the last 6 months. Oh god, I've got so many pickups. Anyway, let's have a look at the instructions while I'm drinking my coffee. You look at the instructions. Right, what are we doing? Instructions. There is a large robot machine that is fed with number blocks. Right. The table numbers is displayed, and only the blocks with the first and then consecutive numbers in the table sequence can be made. So 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. Alright, okay, it's 4 times table. You must all the other numbers must be rejected. That's excellent. You must accept or reject a block. So 1 if the number is the next in the sequence, space to eject. Alright, cool.
I'm going for it.
I'm a slow learner. Fast for testing, really? Okay. You get points for making good robots or recycling. You lose points for bad robots. Bad robot! Okay, 2 times table, so it's 2s. That's 2 times table that's come out of the machine. Yep, okay, so the next number should be 4, so it's either reject. Yeah, okay. Excellent, there's a robot. Okay, I want slow, because the last one we made a mistake of going too fast. Oh, 2s, 3s, 10s. Oh my god, how hard do we want our tables to be? I think we're gonna go with 2s, 3s, and 10s because I'm feeling dumb today. 10. Okay. 20. Yeah, it's showing us the times tables. Look, 30. Ooh. 40. 50. 10s times tables. Brilliant. Brilliant numbers. Easy. Right.
See it continue. We're on with 10 times numbers.
So the first number should be 10. Reject. 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 Yes, it's been rejected. It knew to reject it. So that's correct now. Accept. So it goes to the machine, and I've got to accept it, so I need a 10. Accept. That one's been accepted. 1 times 10 is 10. Let's see what we get next. I used to quite like this. Oh, that's a rejection. That's going to be a rejection. We're going to chuck that one out. That's going to be a rejection. Reject. It's been rejected. It's been binned. There's a 60 there. That's no good at all. We're going to have to bin that one as well. We're looking for 20 here. So we say yes to see if we get a wonky robot. Let's have a wonky robot. Oh, it didn't put the wonky robot on. I didn't see what number that was. That one's gone through. I think I meant to push the button quickly. Oh no, I've made a wonky robot. Reject, reject. I'm brushing the spacebar for reject. I don't know what point you have to press reject. There's definitely an issue with when you're pushing reject. There we go, we got it. I think you got to see it. The moment you see it, you've got to do it. So that's a reject as well. So reject that. No more wonky robots. Yeah, we're going to reject that one as well. Get off. Turned it into mush. There's a lot of bad robots coming off this thing. We don't accept that one. We're accepting that one. That robot's good because we're doing 2 times 10. There we go. Out it comes. See, it's quite good, isn't it? Really. Oh, we're rejecting. We're not rejecting that one. We're accepting that one. We're getting more of the robots. Natural numbers. There we go. I love the way the cogs sort of spin, not particularly together. They're just kind of randomly sort of spinning. Reject, 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 reject. That's rejected it. Cool. More points. Reject, 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 reject. That thing there obviously just turns them into big square blocks, and then that other machine just cuts them up into robots. But it has to be a specific robot, specific batch. Accept, 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 accept. I'm going to accept the robot. I've enjoyed this. I've enjoyed this episode of What's on the Tape. I know we've crashed a bit and whatever else, but we played Pyramid. Pyramid was great. We played The Forest, which is a bit weird. We had Urban Upstart, which I had no idea what it is, because I didn't get a chance to do it and see what that was. I'm not even sure where I'm going to... I might be able to find it. I think some of Richard Shepard's stuff's quite hard to get hold of, isn't it, though? 80. Reject, reject, reject. And then we've played Mirrorsoft's Invaders, wasn't it, first? I think it was Sums Invaders. And then we've got, obviously, the factory here, which is making things. I used to quite like this back in the day. As I say, I used to quite enjoy playing these games. Simple enough, but I think they've got a certain charm to them. You could imagine kids quite enjoying this, especially making robots. I mean, who wouldn't want to make a robot? Not quite R2-D2 though, but you know, they're not bad. I've got an itchy nose now. I'm going to sneeze. I got. Oh. There we go. Sorry, sneezed there. So I just think sometimes you get just dusty. Dusty. And we're gonna make. I'm just trying to get to the end now. I feel that we must get more. Must get to the end of these and get this last robot sorted. Last 2 robots. I know we've made a bad one at 2. Yes, this one's good. 90. It goes in red, comes out as black. That's how it goes in. I'm assuming it's the process because it looks like there's valves and things there. It's all burning the old robots and making them special. 10 times 10. No, that's rubbish. That's a rubbish number. It's good. I don't know if there are any educational games quite like this nowadays. I'm sure there is. Nowadays, though, they have the MIT thing, don't they? They have Scratch. They use that at school. They learn how to make their own programs to Scratch. I think that was a damn good idea, though. It's higher level object orientation, of course, of programs, but it was alright, actually. Extra points for every one of those. And then I probably carry on. Machine's puffing away. A little bit sort of. And then we've got the rubbish coming out. It's all having a little spin. And there's my score. Do you wish to play again? Got a high score? 34. That's alright, isn't it? Anyway, I've been your host, Real Genetic Demon. We'll be back next week with that huge long tape from the Retro Cavern. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye now.